Yeah.
This tutorial will be an introduction to color correction in After Effects. In After Effects, we color correct using effects. In this example, I'm going to select this background, which is actually the sky here as I remove the visibility. That's what we're going to be working with. So I'm going to go to the Effects and Presets panel and do a search for Hue, looking for the Hue Saturation effect. Now, hue saturation, along with many other effects such as levels, curves, color balance, and so on, you can find in Photoshop as well. So I'm going to double click to apply this. We can adjust the hue value to change the overall hue or color of the sky. We might want to make it a more rich blue, for example. We could also increase the saturation, perhaps decrease the lightness, and our sky is much more blue. It's always a good idea to click this effects icon next to a color correcting effect just to compare the before with the after. Next, I'm going to select the beach layer. I'm going to apply hue saturation to that layer as well. Now, we don't want to adjust the overall hue because if we did that, then everything would get colored, well, silly colors. That doesn't look right. So I'm going to click the reset button to get back to square one. And so I'm going to go to channel control, this channel control drop down here at the top of the effect. I'm going to change the channel from master to cyans. And when we adjust the cyan hue, you'll see that the sand stays the same color, and we have individual control over the ocean. If we take this to the left, we're going to make it more green. If we take it to the right, we can make it more blue. In this way, we can make it fit better with our new sky. And again, we could increase the saturation. And here's the before and the after. Now, when I created this composition, I brought in many elements from different places. This car, these surfboards, the beach, and I want to make them look like they're one cohesive whole. Rather than apply effects to each individual layer, I could apply an adjustment layer, and that will affect all layers beneath it. So I'm going to go to the top of my interface, and I'm going to right-click in a blank area of the timeline here. I'm going to select New, Adjustment Layer. Now, so far, nothing has happened. We actually need to apply effects to this layer to see any results. So I might apply an old familiar Photoshop favorite, curves. And now as I click in this curve to adjust the highlights on the right side of the graph, or make the shadows darker by dragging down a point on the left side of the graph, you can see that everything is adjusted. So again, here's the before and the after. Sometimes it's a good idea when trying to composite multiple elements from different sources together in the same composition to apply color adjustments to the top. So that way they all have a unique color treatment applied to them. So for this, I'm going to go to Effects and Presets and apply Color Balance. Let me just close up curves here. Using Color Balance, we could adjust how the channels work, the red, green, and blue channels work with shadows, midtones, and highlights. If I wanted a cool orange sunset-like glow to this beach scene, then I would need to add red and yellow. But since there's no yellow, I can get yellow by removing blue. So for the shadows, I'll increase red and decrease blue. I'll do the same thing with midtones and highlights. Now, at this point, I might need to adjust as necessary. There's probably too much yellow here. So I could go in here and tweak these a little bit more. But all these pieces are starting to have a similar look and feel. Now, if you want to experiment more with color correction in After Effects, come over here to the Effects and Presets panel. I'm just going to close out these search results here and open up the Color Correction category. In this category, you'll find a wealth of effects to play around with as you're looking to adjust the look and feel of your compositions.
Yeah.